Hey, how we doing? Hey. Sorry, I was distracted. Nice, how we doing? Could you hear me typing through that? I didn't know whether I pushed the mic's live button then or earlier or not, so I didn't know how much you could hear. But hey, how we doing? Welcome into twitch.tv/IceCreamUploads. It's Friday. You're not working, are you? You're not. I know you're not. It's Friday. It's mid-January. Everyone's got that sort of like post-Christmas lull where they're like, oh, fuck this shit. It's Friday. I can't be bothered. Let's go and watch The Scoop. And don't worry, The Scoop is here to save your week. Your pre-kend. Oh. He's inevitable. Al Ritz, Timeless, welcome in, dude. Komodo, welcome back. How are you doing? Happy New Year, if I've not said it to you before. I know it's 14 days into the year. That whole Happy New Year thing should have been finished by now, but I'm sticking with it. Deal with it. Happy New Year, dude. How you doing? Tezbad, Al Ritz. Tito. How we doing, sir? How we doing? Tezbad says, Daddy, I need a meat shield for PUBG, please. You've been playing it, Tezbad. What do you think? What do you think? Boom, and I'm here. And then boom, and I wasn't. That's kind of how it worked. God damn. How are we doing, though? Are you all good? Are you all set for the weekend? Are we all had a good week so far? How has 2022 been treating us all so far? It's flown by. How are we 2 weeks? 2 weeks into the year. It means it's like 3 weeks nearly since Christmas. That's madness. It's just flown by. This morning, it must have been almost 2 hours ago, probably even more than that. I was sat in Timeless' stream going, yeah, just doing a couple of things like before I even start on getting set for the scoop. 2 hours later on, I've sent a billion emails and yeah, stuff. The morning has just disappeared. Anyway, that's enough. I'm not complaining. It's nice to be busy. It is nice to be busy. We often, in the games industry, we tend to get a little bit of a lull. When I'm saying this, I don't mean content creation side. I mean, for those that don't know, we are Ice Cream Uploads, but we also are Jelly Media. That's where the name comes from, Jelly and Ice Cream. And as Jelly Media, you tend to like get a lull in the start of January where there's no events, there's no games just being announced. There was not, because everything kind of spaffed in the pre-Christmas build-up. The week before Christmas and the week or two at the start of the year, you tend to get it's quite quiet, but it's been quite steady away, which is nice. It's nice to be busy. Good after morning, HG. I'll read Gagad. How are we doing, sir? I know it's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. Exactly. It's good to be busy. It is good to be busy. You may hear, I'm keeping my Slack open on this screen, so apologies if anyone does have Slack on their PC. Speaking of being busy, I have been doing some things that are time sensitive, so I'm going to keep that open just so I can see on it, just because I'm being asked for little bits of information to pass on to the rest of the team, which I've just been doing, which is why you might have heard my keyboard as the countdown started then. I don't know if the mic was on or not. If you didn't, it's fine, and if it doesn't go off, it's fine, but just in case you hear like a that's what that is. It's my Slack. If it happens too much, I'll kill it, but for now, I'm just keeping it there just so I can keep an eye on it. But hey! If you don't know who we are, if you don't know what this is, my name is Graham D, and I'm not joined by the man that we call Bibby because he's not going to be around for still a few weeks left yet, so you've just got me today. I'm Graham, this is Ice Cream, and in true Ice Creamy fashion, this is The Scoop, the UK's #1 video game podcast, if we do say so ourselves. Anyway, we will be bringing you, and I say we, I mean me, I will be bringing you your daily dose of news from the world of video games and beyond, the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories that there is in the world today. And it's not all of them, if I'm being honest, because I pulled the news together this morning, and I literally had about 9 stories. And the last show we did was about 1 hour and 40 minutes, and it's supposed to be an hour, so I just cut half of it away. So there is other stories out there. If you want to see other stories, then you can dig for your own. I will just give you the top stories because we can't spend 1 hour and 40 minutes on stream every day. God damn. People won't even listen to the podcast or anything. So yeah, I've tried to trim it down. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories plus the free game Friday mention at the end. So that's still 6 there. So it's still going to be a meaty old show. Some good stories in there though. So anyway, I will go through those 6 stories. I will give you my thoughts and impressions on those stories, but I also want to hear your thoughts and impressions too. If you're in the chat, please do feel free to get involved. And it's kind of important that you do because we do stream live on twitch.tv/IceCreamUploads where we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. Ish. 10 a.m-ish. We aim for 10 a.m, but as I've just been saying, we work in the video games industry, so the stream happens when it happens. It's now 18 minutes past 12, so 10 a.m-ish. Not quite. But anyway, like I say, it's important that you do get involved because we live stream on Twitch, but that live stream gets turned into a podcast, a video on YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So there's lots of places where people watch and listen to this show on demand. Over 105,000 people have done that so far. It's probably more. We haven't recounted it since like last year, so it's probably more like 1 million people, but we'll just say 105 because we have those stats. So 105,000 people have watched, listened, and downloaded to this program. So make sure you do get involved on behalf of the people that can't get involved right here, right now on Twitch. Before we jump into the 6 stories, let me give you a couple of reminders. The first one, ! loot drop. If you've never typed it before, chatbot should be on. ! loot drop will give you the details of how subscribers win prizes. One subscriber every month bags themselves a free prize. This month it was Wiki TV. He has just bagged and redeemed, because we gave it him on Monday, a copy of Call of Duty Vanguard for the Xbox One Series X even. So we've got him Call of Duty Vanguard, which he's got and is nice and it's playing nice. So next month we haven't announced the prize, but anyone that subscribes now will be in the draw because that takes place on the first Monday of every month, and that's within a month from now. So anyone that subs between now and then will find themselves automatically entered in. Another reminder, ! insert coin. We will be streaming on Insert Coin's channel next Wednesday. They are live right now, actually. They are just about, they've probably launched it because they're 20 minutes into their stream. But Insert Coin do a lot of the official, not the cheap shit stuff, the official merchandise for brands in the games industry. And they are just launching a Mass Effect N7 range of clothing today. So if you're interested in Mass Effect, go check that out. Also, do feel free to use ICU20. Oh, there he is, on point. Tito, the mod of dreams. Feel free to use the code ICU22. You will save yourself 20% off all purchases at Insert Coin. But they have a Mass Effect range launching today. I haven't even seen it. That's how new it is. But we will be streaming on their channel on Wednesday. Yeah. There was something else I wanted to mention. What was it? It's completely gone out of my mind. Oh, that was it. Oh, it's in the title. But I don't know if you guys know it. We've had quite a lot of commands that people don't use or don't know exist. Some of them are old, and we've left them in just for old sake. Novel tradition-ish kind of stuff, sentiment value kind of stuff. But we've added like a bunch of sound clips and stuff in. Anyway, ! commands. If anyone ever wants to see the full channel list, it did send us through to a web page that was a bit gash and garish to see the commands and stuff. We've just put it into a Google Doc sheet so that it's easy for us to update whenever we want from the phones or whatever. So the full list of commands is in there. Do go, feel free to have a look. Let me shout out Bully as well. Thank you very much, Bully. Bully. Thank you very much for the host. I appreciate you. If anyone else has a spare host, you want someone to look after your community this after morning. I almost said afternoon. It's the after morning. If anyone wants to drop a host on the channel, throw it out. We'll take it. Nice. Okay, let me jump back. Been playing since release. Okay. I was getting mixed up. I was thinking the other day you were saying that you was getting it when it went free to play, but I must be mixing you up with someone else that said it in the stream the other day. I just turned on my Xbox and played a game of FIFA Foot Champs. I was assured it was work. I regret I could have done things differently. Let me read this again then. I was going to try to do it. I just turned on my Xbox and played a game of FIFA Foot Champs. I was assured it was work. I regret I could have done things differently, and of course should have put the pad down when I realised it wasn't work. Thank you very much, Tito Johnson. We appreciate you for that input. I know it's crazy. Time flies when you're having fun. It does. This month has flown by. Work and no play makes timeless a grumpy boy. But we got to play on Wednesday, so you're all right now. And you got to play this morning as well, so it's all good. 5-hour stream. Easy. Nearly 10k steps done at work. Let's go, Lake. Nice. Haven't recounted. Did you run out of fingers and toes? Well, it's not even like I I even need fingers and toes. It's more just the effort of pulling the stats together from iTunes, from SoundCloud, from Spotify, from Google Play. Well, Google Play probably has like 4 players because nobody uses Google Play, but it's there just in case because we're an all-inclusive brand. And then all of the Twitch stuff. So all of the numbers are there. It's just like export and then adding them together. It's just churn. Plus, Bibby does that stuff. So it's not going to get done because I don't do work. Get out of here. Anyway, let's jump into the news. If you don't know what the news is, this is probably one of the most brutal headlines that you could ever write about a Battlefield. So Battlefield 2042. Let me give you a little bit of caveat so you don't think we're just going to stick the knife straight into Battlefield before we stick the knife straight into Battlefield. Battlefield is a series that we love. Do you know what? I'll show you how much I love Battlefield.
Thank you for the ice cream.
This is my pad. I wobbled it then because I've got notes on it and I didn't know what I could show you and stuff. So this is my current pad. You can see there on the paper, DICE. So this is how much I like Battlefield. This is how long I've liked Battlefield. This is my Battlefield 3 pad. I've had this forever. So big fans of Battlefield here. Before we get into I just wanted to let people know that we like the Battlefield. However, the first news story of the day is written by The Gamer, and it says Battlefield 2042's performance issues are so bad that a cheat provider is pulling support. Even the cheaters aren't sticking around in Battlefield. Yikes. Fuck's sake. And I genuinely thought this looks like this could be the Battlefield that I've been looking for. This is not the Battlefield that you're looking for, as it turns out. So, God damn it. Vern, good morning, amigo. Although I've already said that to you today. Good after morning now, actually. How are we doing? So, yeah, Battlefield's performance issues are so bad that the cheaters are ditching it and moving on. Elsewhere, PUBG Battlegrounds developer Krafton is suing Apple and Google over App Store clones. It's not even that. It goes even bigger than that. For those that know mobile gaming, you will have heard of Garena Free Fire. It's massive. They're going after those as well. Elsewhere, back onto the NFT discourse, Troy Baker has got involved. And Troy Baker is a champion of the people. Everyone loves Troy Baker. He does voices in The Last of Us. He does the voices in Metal Gear. And is it not Infamous? Tons more. Anyway, Troy Baker is now not the people's darling, as he says he endorses an NFT firm with the quote, "You can hate or you can create." The Last of Us star is partnering with a voice NFT group. Elsewhere, IO Interactive has announced that the Hitman Trilogy is out next week and it's coming to Xbox Game Pass. So if you've got Xbox Game Pass, excellent games coming your way. Then we go on to the fact that Logan Paul spent $3.5 million on a box of Pokemon cards. $3.5 million on a box about this big of Pokemon cards, and they were fake. Oh, fuck. Yikes. And then we wrap things up with Free Game Friday. If you want a free game and you've got a PC, we will tell you how you can bag that. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's the Epic Game Store. We tell you every week, but we'll give you the details of what this week's free game is. Nice. I've played it. I didn't hate it, but it didn't seem great. It was unplayable on my 1660 laptop. Plays okay on my Xbox. It's just nothing groundbreaking for me. Who even is Logan Paul? Says Lake. Logan Paul is. I watched him get beaten up by KSI in the Manchester Arena, if that helps. Although it was a draw, that one, I suppose. Nichio. Hello there, sir. Just in time for us to jump into the first story. This is said story. There we go. Battlefield 2042's performance issues are so bad that a cheat provider is pulling support. Even the cheaters aren't sticking around. Once again, Josh Coulson at The Gamer with the story. And it says, Battlefield 2042 hasn't exactly enjoyed the start to life that the exciting build to its launch implied it would have. The latest installment in the Battlefield series was showcased throughout 2021 ahead of its eventual launch in November. While the reveal that 2042 wouldn't have a campaign raised quite a few eyebrows, the previews of its grand and epic multiplayer modes looked very promising. To cut a long story short, Battlefield 2042 has not delivered in the way that many of those eagerly anticipating it expected to. The game has been plagued with bugs and issues since launch, and its player count has quickly dropped off. In fact, as revealed by industry insider Tom Henderson, even the cheaters don't want to stick around at this point, nor do the services supplying them. Henderson shared an update from a company that creates and sells software used to cheat in a variety of games, letting its subscribers know it will no longer be serving Battlefield 2042. Quote, "The reason for this decision is the ongoing performance issue of the game, which affects the cheat, and that most people don't use their subscription anymore since the game is dying." Fuck, the update from the cheat supplier read. That's right, Battlefield 2042's issues are so extensive, even the cheats don't work properly. If you are one of the subscribers the above message is for, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, you will still be able to use the service's cheats as normal until your subscription expires. If you have a lifetime subscription, then you will be able to transfer it to a different game the company offers cheats and cheat software for. If it isn't just the cheaters who are leaving Battlefield 2042 in their droves, just 2 months after the... it's not if. It isn't just the cheaters that are leaving. Just 2 months after the game launch, 2042's player count has already dropped below Battlefield 5's, which is the last game on Steam. That number continues to get lower too and will likely soon overtake, or perhaps that should be undertake, Battlefield 1. A mammoth undertaking is needed to save the game at this point, and right now it's unclear exactly what would save that. Oh, this is so demoralizing. Okay, the reason I'm stopping here for those that may be new. Hey, how you doing? Welcome in. Drop a follow, obviously, if you're new. Is this going to fit? So yeah, that's the reason I'm not talking, because I was putting that on the screen. Battlefield, even the cheaters aren't sticking around. Yikes. Well, they do say an idiot and his money are easily parted. Well, I mean, I've got a Kylo Ren helmet there, so an idiot and his money are easily parted. Imagine spending your money on things like helmets and stuff. That'd be such an idiotic thing to do, right? Right. Yeah, okay. Can confirm. Yes. All those boxing matches have knocked the sense out of him. Did he have sense to be knocked out of it? Oh, there we go. David said the same thing. Nice. So Battlefield 2042 has been so badly received and is so bad to code for because it's buggy as feck that the cheats... I mean, that's how you get past cheating. Wow, we're saying this as if this is a negative. That's how you stop cheaters. Make your game be so broken that they can't code for it. Then that way you can't get cheaters. I mean, you can't get anyone playing the game because it's broken. But still, that's how you stop cheaters. Maybe that's what Battlefield were going for. We don't have cheats in our game. We have fixed the cheating problem. Yeah, you've got no play. Shut up. Get out of here with your logic. So yeah, Battlefield 2042's performance issues are interrupting the cheats. But it's not even just that. This article is talking about performance issues. It's talking about buggy coding. It's talking about cheaters not being able to deploy their scripts and so on. I think there's more than that, though. That's PC-centric. But if you dig through that article, there's two parallel issues. One of them is performance issues. One of them is, it's just, there's nothing there. It's not just the games, there's no performance. There's no real substance to it. I was watching Wacky Jackie the other day, actually. He was playing Super People the day before PUBG came back. And someone asked him about Battlefield. And he says, do you know what? I played a lot of Battlefield. I really hyped it up. Not hyped it up. He didn't say that word. He said, I really enjoyed it. I was buzzing. I was sharing my content around it. And then I stopped playing it because I felt like I'd done anything and there wasn't any real value to keep going. It's like, okay, I've got my weapons and stuff. Now what? So he gave up on it. So it's not even just that it's got performance issues. It's got content issues as well. And this is so infuriating because even though it was announced that Battlefield wasn't going to have a campaign, like, I don't know if I can find it in this list. We had, like, this notepad is the one that I've used for our watch-alongs for... Oh, there we go. Was it in this one? Maybe it wasn't this one. Maybe this is this year's. Maybe it was the last year's one. Anyway, all these lists are games that have come out. So when we've done the watch-alongs for like opening that live and stuff, I'm writing down the names of all the games that are in those shows, and I think it was an Xbox One. I could have been. It could have been an EA conference, but I think it was an Xbox One, and I was there going, okay, all these cool games, but Battlefield still hypes me up. Even without a campaign, it looks incredible. The stuff like they lent into nostalgia with the jumping out of the plane and getting back into the plane by using the Portal stuff. They used the magic cheat code, Battlefield Bad Company 2. Okay, you have my attention again, and it just looks so good. But that being buggy as feck and having no real oomph to it. Your shooters have to have feeling, and that's something I think a lot of people in this stream, in particular, will know. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube or you're listening to this in one of the on-demand services, do feel free to drop us comments. Any of our social media channels, drop a comment on YouTube or on Twitch, Twitter, wherever. But most of the people that watch on Twitch, I know, play games with us or will watch us play games, and we all like the same sort of games for the same sort of reasons. People go, "Are you still playing PUBG?" Yes, because PUBG gives you a feeling that no other game comes close to. And even you watch people that have left PUBG. You watch like Dr. Disrespect. He's a great example because he slates PUBG. But people were asking him like, okay, Warzone at its peak or PUBG at its peak? He's like, yeah, PUBG is so much better. Okay, Apex at its peak or PUBG? PUBG, so much better. And PUBG has that feeling. Don't get me wrong; it's not perfect. There's a reason why everyone's left it. That's what I'm saying. But Battlefield, it looks fantastic. The idea and the concept is incredible, but the feel, it just has no substance, and that's the issue with it. No substance. Okay. That's one thing. No substance and people not being able to play it because its performance is crap. Okay, you've got no substance and you've got bugs and shits that you want me to get around. Okay, you've got no players, and that's exactly what's happening. More people are playing Battlefield 5, which came out 2 years plus ago, than are playing Battlefield 2042, which came out 2 months plus ago. Nah, something's wrong there. Something's wrong there. I mean, there are things to throw in there as well. Battlefield 5 has had some, like, it's probably on EA Play now, and it's probably had some free-to-play periods or has been given away free or something in the build-up to Battlefield 2042. So that will probably skew the stats. That doesn't mention that in the article. That will probably skew the stats a little if you consider that sort of stuff. But even still, the game's still 2 years old, and there's more people playing that than something that is their headline title at this point in time. Something's wrong there. It's not right. It's not right. Don't worry, they'll release an NFT soon, and it'll all be fine. NFT, no fucking thanks. It has no soul. Pardon the pun. Yeah, exactly. Timeless soul. I get it. I get it. I get it. It feels big for being big's sake. It doesn't feel like an epic battle, even with its scale. That's the thing, though. Like, you go back to the bad companies and Battlefield 3 and so on. Battlefield, you always remember as being this big expanse game, or you remember the Levolution because it's such a massive scaled event. But a lot of it is still close quarters combat, or you trying to fuck up some dude in a tank, trying to stick C4 in it, up close and personal. Battlefield doesn't need to be big. And if, like you say, this is just gone, oh, let's just throw everyone in helicopters and planes and jets and stuff. And you end up just kind of like modularized. Everyone's like segregated into little pockets of warfare. So you're still having these tiny little fights, but miles away from each other. It doesn't feel interconnected, like you're part of a war. It's like you've got a playground. Like when you were kids in school and different kids were playing their different groups of the playground, not with each other. That's what it is. If you can't describe the problem in Battlefield with a lyric from the Jungle Book, you know it's bad. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. It's tune, by the way. When games are hyped up like Battlefield and Cyberpunk, they better have the product to back it up. 100% Salty Dog. The thing is, like, the one that gets the meme treatment there is Cyberpunk. But Mr. T, who's maybe still in the chat, will be able to tell you that Cyberpunk has a good game underneath it. It does. And that's the thing. I mean, I'm going to reach into the drawer. There we go. First time this year. Here's my still sealed copy of Cyberpunk. I want to play Cyberpunk. I really want to play that, and I will play that when it gets its patch. Battlefield, I'm not interested until it gets its patch. So that has something that I know is there, and I could enjoy my way through. Battlefield has something that I'm not sure I would enjoy going through. So, yeah, Cyberpunk will recover some of it. The amount of damage that it did after the amount of hype that it got, it will never recover that, but it will make some headway back. I don't think, I can't see Battlefield having any real redemption. That said, Battlefield 5, with its Pacific content at the end, did have a little bit of a, let's say, resurgence. I won't say revival, because if we're saying the game died, I wouldn't say it revived it, because it didn't revive it. Once you have a game like that disappears, it's kind of DOA then. There's no bringing it back. But the Pacific content, how can I put it? It was not No Man's Sky level of redemption, but it did win the hearts of the core community over. They're like, okay, this is what you should have done last year. And that's why I was excited for Battlefield 2042, because it was like the team had their epiphany moment. Why didn't we just do this? And either they'd not had that moment, or they did have that moment, and they still thought, fuck it, we need to rush this out the door for deadlines because we're EA, or EA Rush Dice, or whatever it is. Whatever the reason is, the team had their epiphany moment with the Pacific content for Battlefield 5, and that epiphany has gone, or hasn't been implemented into Battlefield 2042, and it's just not there. It's just not there. I Am Here, it is a good game. I enjoyed on PC, just released uncooked in many areas. Battlefield 2042 isn't even uncooked, it's just boring. Exactly, there you go. There you go. It's not even ingredients for the. It's kind of like some ingredients. Nah, get out of here. Get out of here. I mean, if a game has cheaters and cheat developers lining up to take money off of wombles that go, I'm shit at this game, so I'm going to cheat on it. Yeah, I'm going to buy some wall hacks and some radars and stuff and kill people and think I'm really good at it. Yeah. And then they go, oh, fuck, I'm paying to cheat in this game that's shit. It's like you're cheating yourself to begin with. But if they feel cheated, imagine someone that's happy with cheating, feeling cheated. That you've got to have done something wrong there, right? So yeah, Battlefield. It's that bad that cheat providers are pulling support. As the tagline of this article by Josh Coulson at The Gamer says, even the cheaters aren't sticking around in Battlefield 2042. So, lads, you're not going to save it, which is horribly disappointing. Go back to Blackout, Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I don't know, whatever it was, which came with Blackout. By the time they realized that they needed content and stuff with Blackout, they were like, okay, we can't really save this. Everyone has ditched Blackout. There is not enough players to start games effectively. So the game is pretty much DOA now. So they gave up on Blackout straight away and then smashed it with Warzone next year. That's what Battlefield needs to do now, because I genuinely believe that is the case. I think with FPSs, which are now engineered towards an annual release, more like sports games are, if you don't kill it in that first 2 weeks, you can launch Rocky, but you need to have fixed it by 2 weeks in. If you don't do that, it's game over. That launched, and we're now 2 months in, nearly 3 months in, and it's not fixed it. You've got 6 months until people are wanting to be in the hype cycle for your next release. Battlefield doesn't do yearly, so what do they do now? Do they wait for some World War I Battlefield game that comes out the year after next, or what? Yeah, it's gone. It's game over. I see loads on socials about gamers losing interest. I think that's fueled a lot by mainstream games pumping out soulless games. Got hair on my hat or something. I can see it wafting my eyeline. I'll guess that again. I see loads on socials about gamers losing interest. I think that's fueled a lot by mainstream games pumping out soulless games without really thinking about why people play games. I'm not saying all games. I'm not saying all games. There are gems out there, but I feel it's harder to cut through those that are bland. Companies need to focus on why gamers play games and less on NFTs. Do you know? I kind of agree there. No, I do agree. I just feel like that's probably always been the case in some essences. Like, it's more about, there's always been an element of making money from video games. It's almost like the games industry matures and then learns something new. So it's a fresh environment and it needs to mature into that. And then fresh environment and then mature into that again. And fresh environment and mature into it. So there's been a lot of things like the arrival of free-to-play, the arrival of the always-on sort of system, the arrival of additional extra contents and so on, tying that into streamers and the idea of people being able to carry marketing messages faster than your marketing team can carry marketing messages, i.e. content creators and so on. There's so much there that the games industry, it's almost like it's embryonic again. It's like, okay, how do we work effectively in this environment? What do we do? And it seems like all these different things are going, oh fuck, let's do free to play. Let's go after NFTs, and they're all struggling to try and utilize every bit of it, but not doing any of it. So I think that's kind of always been there in part. It's just because we're always on now and we're super connected to games and developers. I think it's a bit more apparent than it ever has been. I mean, if you go back to the 80s, even games weren't even about giving us games. Games were about money. Like, look at the E.T. game. I think Timeless mentioned that in the stream a few weeks ago. The E.T. game was made in like fucking 6 minutes. Now, was it 6 weeks, 6 months, something like that? It went from being initial concept to delivered, and it was shit because games then were just like, okay, E.T.'s coming out, let's throw a game out. Oh, there's the Ghostbusters, let's throw a game out. And they were just throwing stuff out. They weren't considering what you like to play. It was about how can we get the money out of you. And then obviously the market started to realize, actually, if we make good games, yeah, High Score. I've mentioned it before. If you haven't watched the High Score documentary on Netflix, honestly, fill your boots. There's such good content in there. It's really good. It's really good. It goes through all of that history. Yeah, give it a go. Give it a go. I'll stop talking on that because that's a little bit of a tangent. But yeah, basically, the industry gets something new, tries to milk it, and then realizes actually we need to mature properly with users in mind. And then when users like stuff, then they'll spend money anyway. If you're comfortable here, you'll buy a brew rather than buy the brew. Oh, you can have a seat. No, take a seat. Take a load off. Do you want a drink? Oh, you want a brew? Yeah, nice. And that's the thing. It gets there eventually, and I think it's just at the moment right now. There's so much progress in the world of technology and video games, not just video games, that it doesn't even know what it's doing with it. So, yeah. Exactly, Tito. Sport. Oh, actually, let me go back. Agreed, Mr. C. I spent time sprinting a mile between objective points to be then shot and respawn a mile away. Ugh. Just like a relay simulator. Exactly. Sprinting, featuring some Battlefield 2042. Running Simulator 2022. That's what PUBG was like for me back in the day when you'd spawn and not know where the vehicles were. Fuck's sake. This is why you should all play It Takes Two. Delightful. Just a joy to play. Hashtag not sponsored. One day I will play this game. I'm trying to persuade a friend to play it, but he wasn't keen to play a couples therapy game. Most of the best-selling and/or critically acclaimed games are ones that focus on games themselves. Honest and humble marketing. None of the higher-up bullshit. I always stand by 100%. And you see it with like when the higher-up bullshit is the gamer. I mean, look at like creative directors in video games. Like when you've got people like Neil Druckmann, who is about the story and delivering experiences for their users. Obviously, he has people above him, but he's high enough that yeah, wow. And it's not just answering to the board. The board realize that he is the pivot point. He's talking to the board that want the money, and he does the whole creative process below him. And they go, okay, you work on your creative process because we realize good creativity leads to profitability, rather than going, let's chase the profitability and see if we can make it creative at the same time. It's like, no, you can't go after money and be creative. Like, let's go off a little bit of a tangent before I jump into the next story. Jelly Media, for example, we do esports marketing, social media events and stuff. So we are Ice Cream Uploads, but we also are Jelly Media. That's our day job. My team is the social media team. So we do a bit more than just social media, but we call it the social team. Easy enough name in-house. So my social team are the creative team. Let's put it that way. We do a lot of stuff with clients in various different ways, and we don't consider budget. That is operations. Budget is irrelevant. I mean, it's not. It kind of goes, budget is something I have to consider, but I'm saying don't think about budget. Put your idea forward. Because if someone says, give me your greatest idea, and you go, wow, and they go, ooh. But if someone goes, give me your greatest idea, and it has to be below £6, you're like, oh, ooh. And it's like, start big. And then you think about the budgets now and squash it in. If you're considering budgets, you're not giving your best ideas. You're not living up to what you potentially could be. I mean, chances are, if you give your best ideas and then the budgets come in, you squash it down. But you still, it's that aim for the stars, and if you miss, you land amongst the clouds sort of analogy. It's that kind of thing. So yeah, I agree. Back into Mr. T's comment. Focus on the game. Focus on the content and how you can make that best, not about how you can make cash of it. Nice. I'm still pinning my hopes on Marvel's Midnight Suns. Was hoping for a free copy, but some asshole moved on some clock company, I think, judging by the name, and now I'll have to buy it. Fuck's sake, Mr. T. Iktok. But that's enough of that. Let's move on to our next story. Battlefield in the mud. Which is a shame. Genuine shame, but it is what it is. As is this. Matt Wales at Eurogamer says, PUBG Battlegrounds developer Krafton is suing Apple and Google over App Store clones. Lawsuit also targeting YouTube for hosting videos. So Krafton, the company behind PUBG Battlegrounds and PUBG Mobile, has filed a lawsuit against developer Garena alongside Apple and Google, seeking damages for what it calls rampant, willful copyright infringement by a number of games available on the iOS and Android app stores. It considers to be PUBG clones. Specifically, Krafton thanks TechCrunch, is targeting the continued availability of Garena's Free Fire games, which it calls thinly veiled, this is a quote by the way, so I'll start that again, thinly veiled, unauthorized versions of Battlegrounds, end quote, with the original Free Fire having already been the recipient of a legal challenge by the PUBG developer. Free Fire Battlegrounds, as Garena's game was rather shamelessly known at the time of the original lawsuit, launched for mobile devices shortly after PUBG's release in 2017. PUBG Mobile arrived the following year. And Krafton's initial lawsuit, which accused Garena of copying key elements of its game, resulted in a settlement between the two companies in Singapore. Just finishing my coffee, my bad. Crucially, however, no licensing agreement was reached between the two parties, nor was Garena authorized to, quote, sell or distribute games infringing Krafton's copyright in the US. As such, Krafton is now taking its legal action against Garena to US courts, targeting the original Free Fire, still available on iOS and Google App Stores, and the recent Free Fire Max. Krafton's lawsuit argues that as this second game offers the same user experience as its predecessor, it once again infringes on PUBG's copyright by extensively copying numerous elements of PUBG Battlegrounds, including its opening airdrop mechanic, game structure and play, plus the combination and selection of weapons, armor, and unique objects, locations, and the overall choice of color schemes, materials, and textures. Krafton's claims Garena's allegedly copyright infringing titles have made hundreds of millions of dollars globally since the launch at PUBG company's expense, and is suing Apple and Google as part of its lawsuit for refusing to pull the game from their app stores, despite legal requests to do so back in December. It adds that the tech giants are directly benefiting from Free Fire's sales, given their cut of all earnings made through their respective app stores. And here we have some comparison images. Oh, great. Zoom in to see them at the exact same size. That's nice. So Battlegrounds and Free Fire. Same, but different. Battlegrounds and Free Fire. Same, but different. That's not quite the end of Krafton's legal targets, however. Additionally, it's suing Google for refusing to remove videos featuring Free Fire, claiming those too are infringing on its PUBG copyrights. It also says YouTube is hosting a feature-length Chinese film titled Biu Biu Biu, that is nothing more than a blatantly infringing live-action dramatization of Battlegrounds. Krafton is seeking damages from all three parties for direct, contributory, and vicarious copyright infringement, as well as from YouTube for contributory and vicarious copyright infringement, and says it's entitled to the profits made by Apple and Google relating to Free Fire in amounts to be proven at trial. Clone titles have, of course, continued to be an issue on mobile devices, with Krafton, or PUBG Corp as it was known at the time, also having filed a lawsuit against NetEase back in 2018, accusing two of its titles, Rules of Survival and Knives Out, of deliberately copying PUBG's gameplay and aesthetic in a bid to profit from the deception. This week has also seen more... Okay, we don't need to know about the other kerfuffles. There we go. PUBG sues everybody. Okay, quick. Ask a question to the room. What do you guys think? Are they right to do this? Are they within their rights? I mean, let's be honest. Free Fire is, and if I bring these pictures back up, 100% a rip-off. You see it all the time. You used to see it all the time with... Does anyone ever remember Gameloft? Do they still exist? Gameloft used to rip off games and put them on mobile because nobody was paying attention to the mobile scene. So Gameloft would be like, oh yeah, we'll absolutely rip the ass out of that and just make it into a skimmed down mobile version. And then I don't know whatever happened to them. They probably got bought up and absorbed by someone else or somewhere or whatever. But that used to happen, and it still does kind of happen. People think, oh, no one's paying attention to mobile, even though it's one of the most profitable industries in all of entertainment right now. So they've just completely ripped that off. Seen PUBG gone, okay, we'll take your mechanic. It's not on mobile. We'll put that out there now. And then got super successful. Should they, because they have got successful using someone else's IP as a basis, because they are now successful, is that big enough? Is that good enough for them to continue? Or is it a case of it doesn't matter if you've made it to a huge point, you wouldn't have got there without the step up? What do you guys think? What about Super People? I straight up thought that was PUBG with a mod. Do you know what? When you say that, I was actually let me just copy this. I was actually thinking that as I started reading this article, I was thinking, where was the bit that said it? Specifically, Krafton, should I say, is targeting continued availability of Garena's Free Fire games, which it calls thinly veiled, unauthorized versions of Battlegrounds. Also, there's yeah, okay, we'll leave it as that. And as I read that one, thinly veiled versions, that's Super People. They have the exact same weapons. They have the exact same mechanics. You come in on a helicopter, like you do in Warzone, rather than a plane. But yeah, it's like for like. My mate came around over Christmas, and I put that on the TV, and he was like, I genuinely would have thought this was PUBG if it wasn't for the superpowers. PUBG suing Apple and Google / Free Fire. Okay. It's not quite right, but it'll do. I think they're within their rights, but not sure they'll get anywhere. That's the thing, is like going after Free Fire. I think that's kind of anyone that sees that in a court is going to be like, that's... Okay, what I was about to say was anyone that sees that in a court is going to be like, yeah, that's the same game. This is the same game, sort of thing. But courts historically are a bit shit when it comes to video games. They don't really understand. The guy in the robe with the wig, or the lady in the robe with the wig, they don't often play video games just by nature of the beast. They're usually, stereotypically, an older generation, stereotypically put all their time into being the law and understanding the changes and stuff, that they don't have much time to play and understand video games. They might be aware of it because of their kids and stuff like that, but themselves, they don't really know. Obviously, full-on stereotypes. There's probably examples of judges that full-on gamers, I don't know, but it doesn't tend to go well. So, I was going to say, they probably look at it and go, yeah, that's the same game, but they might go, I don't know, someone tell me what to say here. The older generation, young man. But yeah, I mean, I'm 36 as well, so I'm technically old enough to be a judge as well, but I'm going off of, like, what was it I watched? It was what's the net Making a Murderer? Is it that one? Maybe it's not Making a Murderer. I think it is Making a Murderer. And you see like the judges, and they look like they've got a couple of years left. Gagad, you've got years left. You're a sprightly young thing. So I'm talking older than Gagad, which I mean I think he's like 39 or something like that. He's 40 soon, I think. The guy in the robe with the wig, Nacho, that guy, yeah, exactly. But yeah, anyway, tangents. You'd think they'd look at them. If anyone hasn't seen Garena Free Fire, it's PUBG. It's PUBG. It is. It full on is. Anyone that says, have you played Free Fire? No. Have you seen it? Free Fire made by Garena? Nope. I don't know if I might have heard of it. The game's quite generic, Free Fire. That's something you could do in any game, really. And then you go, it's PUBG on mobile. Oh, okay, like PUBG Mobile. Yeah. But before PUBG, all right, yeah. People understand, and you see it. You be like, is this PUBG Mobile? That kind of thing. It's full on. It's full on. Absolutely a rip off the game. So if they take them to court, I can see them going with that. I mean, I think it'd be a long ass drawn out thing. There's probably going to be another settlement. So what I read between the lines as well, in that, it mentions that PUBG Corp, before they were called Krafton, took Garena to court and had a big settlement. It seems like they've thought, actually, there's loopholes where we can go after them again outside of that settlement and get a shitload more money. I would not be surprised if they go after them and Garena go, fuck it, yeah, here's another chunk of money. We've made hundreds of millions. Here's 50 for you, or something like that, or 20. We'll continue to keep making the game, though. And Krafton going, all right, yeah, 50 million on the bank, that's fine, whatever, nice. Apple and Google is a bit different then, because if they settle with Garena for Free Fire, that means that they're not having them take that down. So if they're still allowed to continue making that game, do they have a case against Apple and Google at that point in time? How can you stop Apple and Google from profiting off a game that you have settled on, so therefore allowed to continue to exist? That's Apple and Google are platforms for freedom of speech, essentially. So it's like, I want to look at things. I could make a video on this massive jar of peanut M&Ms. M&Ms aren't going to make any money off that. It's just there. I'm allowed to talk about it. I'm allowed to do what I want. So if that exists and is not breaking any copyrights by existing because they've settled out of court, then surely they can't sue Apple and Google. The Free Fire one, I think, is more nailed on. Going after Apple and Google, if they settle with Free Fire in particular, I think that one's going to be a bit more difficult. Bib! I'll read, Bib! You jumping in or what, mate? Honestly, God. I'll read. It's a bit rich of them going on about assets being stolen when they used Arma 2 assets. But they didn't steal them, though, did they? As far as I'm aware, they purchased... I mean, there was a lot of... I remember a lot of articles in the early days of PUBG where you'd see like a swing set in PUBG in one of like the towns or the cities in like a park or a back garden-y kind of thing. And then you could see the actual swing set available online. So PUBG Corp, aka Krafton, is a massive company now, but it was Blue Hole Interactive that made PUBG in the early days, which is a tiny developer. They didn't have the resources to design every single asset, so they bought in and paid for like, not copyright free. They paid for the rights to use certain asset packs within their game. So their swing sets and things like that are in the game were just lifted off elsewhere. They didn't design themselves, which is why I think it's so difficult for PUBG to fully upscale all the graphics, because they don't have the source code and everything from everything that they've designed from scratch. They've just bought bits in, dropped it in, stuck loads of bits together. So, yeah. But it is a little bit rich, even without the assets thing aside, because PUBG suing other people for taking their idea. And it wasn't their idea. It was PlayerUnknown's idea-ish, but it was a community idea. So it came from the old school Arma days where the community built this idea and concept together. And then when they were all putting it together, it's almost like... It's almost like, Ice Cream Uploads. We're as good as PUBG. We're not. That's what I'm saying. So me and Bib have ran some community tournaments because community guys have been doing that forever. And we realized, actually, we've got a studio. We can make a stream that that takes something that everyone else is doing just up a notch, but not for our own benefit, just so that we can all celebrate and share it together. So we did the ICU Invitational that had the likes of the Vernimator in, that had the likes of Mr. Fish, Pirate Precision, Shaw, and well, did Shaw get involved? I don't know. He'd have lost anyway if he did. But like, yeah, we brought all these people together. We didn't take the credit for all of their stuff. It was like we all did this, yeah. And that's kind of what it was. And then Brendan Green went off and used those ideas in H1Z1, and then went off again to Bluehole to make a standalone game kind of thing. So it wasn't just their ideas. It was a whole community's worth of ideas. They just put pen to paper in a package. So there is a little bit of richness about them saying. That said, stylistically, design-wise, it all varied. There was all sorts of different ways for the zone, the circle, as it is in PUBG, to come in. It happened in different ways, squares and stuff. Usually because squares are easy to program. That's how it started out and so on like that. So, yeah, stylistically, though, PUBG did have a distinct style that was like for like copied by Free Fire. They were like, oh, circle? Yeah, we'll have one of those. Oh, plane coming in? Yeah, we'll have one of those. Oh, weapons? Exactly. So they just literally was just like, it's like, yeah, you copy my notes, but change a few bits so it looks different. It was like, I copy my notes, but just, keep it the same. Whatever. Just change your name at the top. Nice. I wish. Okay, fine. 40 then. Ish. Give or take. Bib says, no, not today. Boo. Free Fire, you can use a Bluetooth controller too. There goes my Slack. At least you're not getting the noises from Slack, so that's good. Yeah, I don't know why PUBG doesn't allow the Bluetooth. Is that their esports consideration? Because PUBG, I remember something about PUBG wants esports consistency across the board. So is that why you can't use controllers? Because different people have different controllers, and the Bluetooth. The issues with using a Bluetooth controller is something outside of the app and the hardware themselves, so it's something that they can't control, because you could have Bluetooth interference, which makes your controller a bit shit, or whatever, or maybe you can Bluetooth a cheated controller in or something. I don't know, but yeah. Long story short, PUBG is suing Apple and Google and Garena over the use of what it feels are infringing contents. So look out. We'll keep you updated on that one. For now, though, let's jump ahead into our next story. Mr. T did mention NFTs before, so let's continue with that conversation. Chris Scullion at VGC has this one. I'm not going to spend too long on this because we are running out of time now. But Troy Baker endorses NFT firm. You can hate or you can create, says the title. The tagline says, The Last of Us star is partnering with a voice NFT group. So prolific video game voice actor Troy Baker is the latest industry personality to arrange a deal with an NFT company. The Last of Us actor tweeted on Thursday that he was teaming up with VoiceVerse NFT, which claims it will let people buy AI voices as NFTs, which can then be used in any game. I'm partnering with VoiceVerse NFT to explore ways where together we might bring new tools to new creators to make new things and allow everyone a chance to own and invest in the IPs they create, Baker said. Presumably anticipating the backlash the announcement would create, he added, "We all have a story to tell. You can hate or you can create. What'll it be?" NFTs are unique, non-interchangeable units of data stored on a blockchain, which is a form of digital ledger, which effectively allow users to own, buy, and sell digital items such as in-game items or artwork. According to VoiceVerse's claims, a voice NFT will give its buyers access to a unique AI voice, which they will then own. Quote, imagine being able to create customized audiobooks, YouTube videos, e-learning lectures, or even podcasts with your favorite voice, it says, all without the hassle of additional legal work. Cosmic Sugar, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome in. We're just reading this article about NFTs. Troy Baker has endorsed an NFT firm. So I'll jump back into the content. I'll start that quote again. Imagine being able to create customized audiobooks, YouTube videos, e-learning lectures, or even podcasts with your favorite voice, which you've got right now, a podcast with your favorite voice. You've got them right. It says, all without the hassle of additional legal work. This also allows people with limited resources to access professional-grade voices more easily. VoiceVerse says that 8,888 unique AI-generated voice models will be available later this month. Owners will be able to use VoiceVerse Lab, a web-based tool to create audio and video content using that voice. It doesn't explain what will happen to NFTs if the tool is ever taken offline, however. Great. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Baker's tweet has received hundreds of negative responses on Twitter, with many pointing at how VoiceVerse NFT seems to even conflict with his profession as a voice actor. So we have some tweets embedded here from Kirk McKean, who says, you can tell from Troy Baker, from that Troy Baker NFT tweet, that he knew what the reaction would be like, framing it as, if you hate this, you're not a creative person. Next to a hideous cartoon drawing is definitely a choice. Also, I'm shocked that a big actor and voice actor would think it's a good idea to back AI voice NFTs. Why would anyone book a cameo if they can just get an AI to deliver a message in your favorite actor's voice? Because that's where that's heading. A response to his article, mate, did you read about this project? It's powered by tech that is designed to automate your job and make you redundant. It also claims that owners will be able to convert their voice to NFT in real time for use in online games, though it hasn't yet explained how this will work. It isn't yet clear how Baker will be involved in VoiceVerse, though. Given his status as a voice actor, it will be interesting to see if he's simply supporting the project or actually willing to give his own voice away as an NFT so somebody can effectively put words in his mouth. That is bizarre. There's a lot in there, but that is bizarre. Like, imagine being able to sell a voice. What if Troy Baker's voice gets, like, if I can do a good impression of Troy Baker's voice, but it's still my voice, on a WAV file, you will be able to tell that it's me doing Troy Baker's voice rather than just Troy Baker's voice. It will be different. It won't be exactly the same. Officially, that's not Troy Baker's voice. That's my voice. That's a variation of my voice. So if I record, like, what if, hey, how you doing? My name's Peter. I mean, it's as close as I can get to Peter Griffin. Yeah. If I do that voice, can I sell that as Peter Griffin's voice? Can I sell that? That's something I will turn into an NFT and sell to other people. So people can use Peter Griffin's voice everywhere. If someone does that with Troy Baker's voice, does that then take his voice? So if someone needs a voice actor for a video game, does that take that away from him? It's that's the first thing that is baffling. But why? Why? And the fact that it's my biggest thing is the thing that Kirk McKean points out is the what was it he says? You can hate or you can create. The fact that there's or in the middle there, that is the key thing. You can hate or create. So if you don't like it, you are hating it, therefore you can't be creative. There's divisive there. You are either creative or a hater. Horrible, horrible choice of words. It's either you're with me or not creative. That's what he's saying. You lack creativity if you disagree, which is shit. Let's be blunt. That is shit way to put it. I adore some of the work that Troy Baker has done. That, not so much. Not so much. I mean, he's Ocelot, he's Joel, he's Delsin Rowe, he's more. Is he what's he called? Is it Sam Drake as well or something? He's so many different things. That it's such a shame to see him do that. I can only assume they gave him a big wad of cash or something and he's gone, yeah, this is great, and not really looked at the impact, let alone the environmental impacts of what it does behind the scenes to deliver NFT. Anyway. How? Question mark, says Tito. Again, sounds like good theory, but not possible technically. I mean, this one actually, there is some technical potential in there, but it doesn't feel like it's been fully thought through. Like, where does it go? If someone buys a voice, can I lease that voice for use? So if I buy Troy Baker's voice, can I sell his voice? Like, you're saying, like, people can upload their own voices and sell them. So if I record this, hi, my name's Graham, I'm on the internet. yeah, nice. Use my voice everywhere else. Lovely, fun times. And then someone buys that, and I'm like, whoa, 100 quid for my voice. And then I open up Tito's favourite website, pornhub.com, and then I turn on some video, and some guy smashing a donkey, and you just hear, yeah, take that, donkey, take it now. Someone's clipping that. That's well being clipped out of fuck's sake. But, like, I can't stop that. So people could be selling their voices thinking, fuck yes! But that could be used anywhere. Ditchy would make a fortune of say, fuck you, dickhead. Exactly. It's just, it doesn't feel like it's fully thought. It's like verbal deepfakes. That's what it sounds like to me. But legally covered by contractual obligations to the sales process of NFTs. Cosmic Sugar says slippery slope. It's baffling. I'm not sure the tone of the voice will work across multiple projects. Same tone across them all. Basically, this says Mr. T. Let me click at a link. Most of the gaming industry. Actual video games? No. NFTs? Yeah. Exactly. It's why? Just do the creative thing rather than trying to. Doing something new isn't doing something creative. Doing something creative is doing something creative. Doing something new is different. Different isn't creative. Different can be bad. Different isn't always good. So just because this is new, this is different, no, be creative. Yeah. So if Biv has time off, why does he come to the stream? Bring it back now. Lightweight, mate. Lightweight, mate. Have you been checking my browser history? No comment. There's one to add to the pink fluffy vibrators clip. Exactly. God damn it, internet. So yeah. Anyway, I didn't put the discussing now on stream. Troy Baker endorses NFT firm. You can hate or you can create. Well, it isn't. It isn't. So what's the word? Ultimates. Is that what they call it? And it's not ultimates. Anyway, it's not black and white. You don't hate or create. But if I had to choose between those two, I hate that decision. And I hate the way that you've gone about sharing that, Troy. That is so disappointing. I don't think we'll get a U-turn from him, but I wouldn't be surprised if he goes, do you know what? You're right. I fucked up. I done fucked up. Because of the almost argumentative approach in that doesn't sound like someone that would be prepared for a U-turn, unless that is PR-approved speech, and he's sat there looking at it now going, look what the fuck you've done. I don't know. Once he's sold it, how many times can the voice be used? Because Majel Barrett, the computer voice from Star Trek family, will not sell any endorsed Star Trek app with it because Paramount CBS could use it to redub old episodes to stop her family from getting residual pay fees. Really? Ooh. I love the fact that people using the buyer skin here and use it in any game you want is a selling point. Clearly those people have never worked in or around video games before. How would that even be possible? Can I buy an ICU jersey ping to use on my Fortnite character? Can I buy a city kit on FIFA, use it in GTA? The answer is fuck no. Yeah, exactly. We had that conversation on Wednesday's show, babe. If you'd have been around rather than having children, you'd have known. Love. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now to start picking up the pace. This is the bit where we get through the little wrap-uppy stuff. So this article, actually, I'll move that one around. We'll go for this one. This article is one that I mentioned in the video thumbnail that you would have seen on social media. And it's yikes. YouTuber Logan Paul wastes $3.5 million on fake Pokemon cards. So not 35 quid. Spending 35 quid on some fake cards is bad enough. 350 quid is bad enough. £3,000 is bad enough. £300,000 is bad enough. What about 3.5 million pounds? We got fucked. End of story. It says there. So YouTuber Logan Paul has wasted $3.5 million on, I said pounds, it's dollars, on fake Pokemon cards. Last month, the influencer boasted about dropping the cash on what he believed was a sealed and authenticated box of first edition Pokemon cards. Turns out, though, once they arrived, they were in fact G.I. Joe cards, worth significantly less. So there you go, there's a tweet. Just dropped $3.5 million on this sealed and authenticated It says there, authenticated box of first edition Pokemon cards. Absolute humble brag on his patio with a palm tree, fucking living his best life. Paul shared the news on his YouTube channel beginning, this story is fucking crazy and it sucks. I'm out $3.5 million. He documents the run-up to the opening, including the Pokemon community believing the cards would be fake due to their sketchy origins. He then visits Chicago to open and verify the sealed boxes, which are authenticated by a baseball card exchange representative due to appearing untampered with. Instead, they unpack what they describe as the biggest fraud in the entire history of Pokemon. Quote, it's just so sad for all parties involved, says Paul after the opening. It's sad for the Pokemon community, like how many fraudulent fucking things there are out there. I'm grateful for the things I have now that are real. He adds, we got fucked, end of story. Auction prices on rare cards have skyrocketed in the past couple of years, with one card going for $195,000 last year. But Paul's purchase is the most spent on a collection of cards. Too bad he was wrong. Yet, he notes in the video he trusts the seller to give a full refund in the event of fake cards. So, was this a major trolling or a planned publicity stunt all along? And do you know what? Probably the latter. Probably the latter. But we will still have our little chuckle between us because, yeah, I would not be surprised. I mean, if I'm gonna let me jump back to the video. There he is, hand on face. I mean, this is YouTube 101. Hand on his face, looking dejected. That's almost like the hands on face looking shocked emoji face. Product in shot front and center because people want to see the Pokemon cards. So we've got disappointment face, hand on face, product front and center. Big sort of, I mean, scam is just the same as having like an arrow emoji or fire or a vomit emoji or an arrow. So it could very, 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 very much just be clickbait. And if it is, well played. You've baited us. But we will still have our own private little laugh, so everyone wins. Nice. Exactly that, David. Why hire him when they can license the AI at a cheaper cost and not pay royalties? 3.5 million to him is probably about 300 quid to me. Exactly. Wait, that's wrong. You know what I mean? 3.5 million is nothing to him. The irony of this, it'll make most of the money back from the views in that video. Exactly, and that's it. And it's not even that within the article. He will make millions on this because loads of people will be clicking on articles like this with the video embedded, clicking on that video and watching it, so he'll make even more just from the video itself, but then he'll get his 3.5 million back. So well played, Mr. Paul. Fucker. GG's. Moving ahead. IO announces the Hitman Trilogy is out next week and is coming to Xbox Game Pass. So if you are like Tito and you like Xbox Game Pass, then you will get 3 Hitman games, which I can tell you without any corporate backing. I don't have to. No, my opinions aren't purchased on this. We have worked with Koch Media and IO Interactive, so we have done social media content around maybe all 3 of these games, at least 2 of them anyway, maybe all 3 of these games. However, my thoughts now, we don't work with them anymore on this, so I can say there's a disconnect there now and so on. But my thoughts are these games are excellent games, to the point that where I'm really looking forward to what IO Interactive are going to deliver in James Bond. If James Bond leans into the Hitman games, then that's a win for me. That is a win for me. So exceptional games. Anyway, all 3 of them coming to Game Pass as of next week. So the release will also mark the Steam debut, should I say, for Hitman 3. So IO Interactive has announced that a special Hitman Trilogy bundle will be, let me put this back on the screen, will be released next week. Hitman Trilogy will be available digitally on January the 20th and will be available on Xbox Series X, S, PS5, Xbox One, PS4, the Epic Games Store, and Steam. The trilogy will also be available as part of Xbox Game Pass for both console and PC on the day of the release, and the news also marks the first time the Hitman 3 will be available on Steam, having previously been an Epic Games Store exclusive. So if you want to play yourself Hitman, that is coming next week, and I'm going to use that as a jumping off point because the game is coming to Epic Games Store as well as Steam, and it's been on Epic Games Store exclusive previously. I will use this as a point to jump into the Free Game Friday segment. Hashtag Free Game Friday. We tell you every Friday how you can bag yourself 1 game for free, as long as you've got a PC. That's it. It's a PC game. And it's always on the Epic Games Store. So Epic Games' free game this week is confirmed. Relicta will replace Galactic Civilizations 3. This is written by Tom Ivan at VGC, and it says the Epic Games Store has revealed next week's free title, Relicta. Relicta? I don't know. It will replace Galactic Civilizations 3, which is now free to download until January the 20th. So if you want to download a free game now, that is Galactic Civilizations. You can get that today, and then from next week, you can get Relicta. It's a first-person physics puzzle game in which players combine magnetism and gravity to achieve their goals, and that will be then free until January the 27th, when it's replaced by something else. Nice. Hitman 3 is sublime. You should all play it. I agree. One of my top 5 games of the year last year. I wonder if the seller's name Team So why is this box of cards so well packaged? There's like tape and there's like polystyrene bits and there's extra paper and stuff. Well, it's to protect the cards from devastation. You see where I'm going with this? To unite... Okay, fine, you get it. To unite all people with an earnest to denounce the evils of truth and love, to extend our reach to the G.I. Joe cards above. Paul. Logan. Nice. Are they the same games that were on PS2 remade? Obviously, no. These are newer ones. So there was the PS2 ones, and then it was, I want to say PS, maybe the end of PS3. I'm going to say all of PS4. I could be wrong. It could be PS4, PS3 and PS4. But no, these are last 10 years. Last 7 years, maybe, of games. They came out in fairly quick succession, but they're very, very good games. I would full on recommend. If you've got... Are you on Xbox, right, Salty Dog? If you are, then I genuinely like really, really good games. Really good. It's one of those where you've got a mission. Even just the train... I won't give you any spoilers, so I'll just tell you about the training mission. So the training mission in the very first game, you've got like a yacht, and you have to get on the yacht, and you've got to kill a target. And there'll be multiple ways you can do it. You can go in and shoot him in the face. You can go in dressed as a waiter and get in there stealthily and strangle him to death or whatever. Or you can poison his food and then give him the food as a waiter. Or you can get him to go outside and throw him overboard. And there's all sorts of different ways to do it. There's all sorts of different ways that you can fail doing it, though. And it's just incredibly good. It is incredibly good. Okay, cool. Worth playing it. Definitely. 100%. Apologies, it's sorting my new monitor, Timeless. This is not good enough, mate. We're all sat here waiting for you. You finished? You finished? Not for me, those games. Yes. Shut up, Bib. Get out of here, honestly. If it's not got like an orc or a dragon or a bow and arrow, and you've got some like half deer skin wooden metallic shield, you're not interested, mate. Honestly, medieval Bib. Correct. Exactly. I like them. Good games. Anyway, speaking of good games, GG's, good games to you lot. We are going to wrap things up. Thank you very much for joining us for another episode of The Scoop. We are back on Monday, 10 a.m.-ish, with the next episode. We only do 3 episodes a week at the moment. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So you can catch us every other day throughout the week, not the weekend. We do still have streams on a Wednesday evening and a Saturday morning. So even though we are half of the staff down, we are still bringing you 5 streams a week. That's not bad. So yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for The Scoop, Wednesday evening, Saturday morning for PUBG. So do remember that this is the last Scoop of the week, but I will be back tomorrow morning with an episode of PUBG Chasing Crates with Mates. So if you're not doing anything Saturday morning, you're just chilling out, do feel free to join us from around 10-ish tomorrow morning as I'll jump in and I'll play some games. PUBG's got some new stuff as well, so it's going to be fun. Yeah, and if you've got the game on console, maybe drop in, maybe play some games. Nice. If you want to get involved with the next Scoop, though, you can help shape our show. If there's any news out there that you see in the big wide world of video games and you want us to talk about it, do feel free to share it with us. You guys have been doing that, and I say all week, for the last couple of years, haven't you? Because you're all wonderful people. So you can help shape that show. All you need to do is get a link to the story, like the Epic Games Store one that I've just been talking about there. Just drop the link to that story in our Discord. Give us your thoughts and impressions. I will share my thoughts and impressions with the room, and then they can share their thoughts and impressions on the very next show, which will be at 10 a.m.-ish on Monday. And they got Slack. Hey, how you doing? Nice. If you have the game, everyone has the game now. No excuse. Well, installed. But yeah, good point. So yeah, do feel free. I did put a call out on social media last week saying, would anyone like to get involved with the scoop? I've had a bunch of people say that they would. So I will start reaching out to those people. So if anyone else is seeing this and would like to take the hot seat, if you would like to appear where Bibby does here, then you can do. You can do. Just let me know. I don't know if I'll have someone on every day. But I will try bringing some guests so we can have a little bit of a discussion with some new faces, some new names. Introduce you guys to some people that we've not had on the show before. That'll be nice. That'll be nice. So yeah, feel free to get involved. I would as well, please, good sir. In terms of what, want to be on the show or want to be around on Saturday? Touche. So yeah, do feel free to join us next week. Get involved. Nice. Yeah, all you need is a microphone, a camera, Discord, and your thoughts and opinions. That's all you need. If you can do a Discord video call, then I can take care of the rest. Nice. I can make a mean coffee for you. Ooh, can you make? What about a friendly coffee? Does it have to be mean? Although I do like my coffee to punch me in the taste buds, though. Something like. I don't know if I can show you this. Look at this. It's coffee syrup. Yeah, that is the Nescafe Azera espresso coffee, which is strong as fuck. It's good. Take the hot seat. You make it sound like Mastermind. It's kind of yeah, exactly that kind of thing. Coffee via the internet. Nice. Actually, do me a favor. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. I'm just going to do a quick check and see if our beautiful friends at Insert Coin are live. They were earlier on. They are just announcing or have announced by this point. Are they still there? Official Insert Coin, or have they gone off? No. They only do an hour-ish on a Saturday lunchtime. Yeah, it looks like they've gone off. Boo! I was gonna drop a raid on Insert Coins because I wanted to see what their N7 range is. So if you're a fan of Mass Effect and you want some official merch, none of that crap that you can get for like £2 off Amazon or whatever, then Insert Coin have just announced their N7 Mass Effect range today. They announced it from 12, so they've probably gone offline about half an hour ago. So I was going to read them, but they're not online. Before we go, though, if you do want to follow, Insert Coin, but if you do want to follow official Insert Coin, I will be live on that channel on Wednesday next week. I may be live with Bib. I'm not sure. Well, like as I mentioned the other day for anyone that was in the stream, me and Bib did briefly talk about it last year, but since he's had a child, that could all change. So I'm either going to be flying solo or with Bib. So do feel free to join us on official Insert Coin on Wednesday next week. Nice. Okay. I'm gonna find someone to raid. If anyone has any suggestions, do feel free to drop it in the chat. I may not listen to it though. I'm gonna have a look around and see because we always tend to raid the same people. So I might see if there's someone that we don't usually raid and drop a raid on those. But yeah, that's it. Selfish asshole that bit. Where's his pro? I know. Anyway, so yeah, have a good day. Have a good weekend. I'll see you tomorrow 10 a.m. ish for some PUBG. But you're all beautiful people. We appreciate your support. And remember, to stay frosty.